welcome to SOYOGA. My name is Monse, short for Montserrat, from SOYOGA with Monse. Anyway, today we're going to do a very short Yin Yoga practice that you can do at any time. Many people like practicing Yin in the evening because they find it calming and relaxing, and definitely we go into a much more inward space when we practice Yin. But sometimes I really like practicing it in the morning as a way to wake me up and to get my body sort of ready for the day, but also as a way to go inward before I start getting bombarded by external stimuli. So again, it's up to you. These are going to be very simple postures. I'm not going to use any props, but you can always have props at the ready. I always have blocks or blankets or pillows nearby. I have my bolster there. So if you want to use props, please go ahead. But I'm going to do a practice that you can do at any time, even if you're not at home and you don't have any props nearby. And without much further ado, let's go for it. So again, if you're doing this in the morning, I really like starting the day in child pose. Most of the time, most of us sleep with our backs on the bed or on our side. So sort of like it's a good way. So bring your toes together, sit on your heels, and you can have your knees as open as you want to. The more open, the more you'll be targeting the inner groin. And start coming down slowly, gently. You can have your forehead on your arms, which will act as a pillow, or simply on your hands. Or you can have your hands like create some fists and allow your forehead to rest there. And because this is going to be a short practice, we're not going to stay too long. Usually in Yin, we might stay between 3 and 7 minutes or even more in each posture. Of course, you're welcome to pause the video and stay as long as you want. But we're going to do between 1 and 2 minutes per pose. Notice as you stay in the pose that perhaps you're creating more space and it becomes easier to melt, to come lower. Just allow that to happen, but don't force it. There's no need to go all the way down. Just see where your body wants to go or can go today. Last couple of breaths. And then you are welcome to stay in this open child pose. You can even separate the knees a bit more if you want more space. If this is comfortable. If you want more opening, if this is comfortable, again, I repeat, you can stay in child pose because what we're targeting is also the inner groin, but in a much more demanding pose in a way. So now just bring your hands, bring your arms to rest on the floor. Come forward and now open your shins, opening your legs for frog. So your knees may be able to open even more. Maybe yes, maybe not. Maybe this is where we stay. So yeah, the difference is that now the knees are more open and the legs are open as well now. Before the toes were touching. And we're leaning forward. For some people, they might be able to come all the way down. But if it's early in the morning, sometimes that's not so good. Otherwise, if that's too much, just stay in this a bit higher. You'll notice if you have a sensation, you're doing it right. Focus on the breathing. Last 2 breaths. And then very slowly, with a lot of care and love, so coming back again, bring the knees back together. Ooh. Do any gentle movement that you need to do. If your knees are delicate, I have a lot of padding here. I have a carpet and a very thick mat, and I have a carpet underneath as well. But if you don't, I recommend to put like a blanket or a pillow. Pillow might be too much. A towel. Anything that will protect your knees. Or if your knees are sore because you had a long walk. Anyway, so we're going back to our tabletop. And this time the heels are separate, the toes are separate. We start walking forward with our hands. Forward, forward, forward. The hips remain on top of the knees. And then start lowering down for Anahatasana. Melting heart pose. And you can see why. So your chest is melting towards the floor. You have choices here. You can keep the hands like there. I like it like this. Or you can even press one hand against the other and bring it towards behind, towards your back. So at the same time, you're also doing a little of a tricep stretch here. But you don't have to. Then if this is too much, you can even have your forehead, like we did in child, on top of your arm. As long as your elbows are opening and your chest is melting towards the floor. See what's comfortable. Last 2 breaths. Then slowly, slowly, this time bring all the body down, all the way down, all the way down. Hips down on the floor, stomach, belly down on the floor, and come into Sphinx pose. It's one of my favorites. Sphinx. In Sphinx, we want, you can measure your arms by bringing the hand to the opposite elbow and then open. You can have the hands just in front of you. You can even interlock the fingers and just keep the arms pushing the way. Again, just see which one feels right for you right now. If you feel too much here, you can always take the elbows a bit away from you. release a bit. You can even open the legs a bit. Again, measure. You need to feel a sensation in the lower back, but not so much that you have pain. Last 2 breaths. And then gently come down, all the way down. Place one hand on top of the other. Just turn one cheek. Stay here for a moment, just for like 2 or 3 breaths, releasing the back. And then start flip yourself up. And very gently bring the knees towards your back. Don't need to pull or to push. Bring the knees towards your back and then start driving both knees towards the right side and allowing them to drop to the floor. The left arm can be extended. And you could even look in towards the top, or you could be looking towards the left hand. And turn the head to look up. Bring the arm back and start taking both knees again to the chest. Stay here for a moment. You're not really pushing hard, you're just allowing the weight of your hands on your knees. Compressing the belly, all the internal organs. And now inhale deeply, and as you exhale, drop both knees towards the left, and you can extend the right arm. Again, you could be just looking up, depends on your neck, or slowly start looking towards the right hand to wherever degree it's comfortable for your neck. You can close your eyes. once again, your gaze up to the sky, the knees back up, and once again we're just gonna allow our hands to rest on your knees, or even perhaps the whole arm embracing the knees. You can bring the hand to the opposite elbow perhaps, and just allow the weight of the arms, of the hands, to bring the knees closer to your body. Last breath, inhale through the nose, and this time open the mouth and let go a big sigh. Now unlock your legs and you can come into Shavasana. The legs, the feet as wide as the mat, the arms alongside your body, and stay here for a minute or so. Just allowing the body to digest everything it's done, everything you've done for it right now. Of course, you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you want. If you're doing this in the morning, perhaps you want to stay shorter time and then just come up on a seated meditation, just in case you don't fall asleep again. But if you're in Shavasana, just allow your body to melt against the floor and relax completely. As I said, you can stay here as long as you want. You can just pause the video and just let it run. I'm just gonna come up to a seated position, but you can stay lying down, or again, if you prefer to finish the session sitting, if you're scared that you're gonna fall asleep, come to a comfortable seated position. And just bring the hands in front of your chest and bow in gratitude to yourself for having done a very nourishing practice that focuses on yourself to start the day before all the external events are going to start pulling you in different directions. Inhale, open your eyes, and thank you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And please let me know how you feel, let me know how it went for you, let me know if you stayed in Shavasana or if you came up early, and let me know if you like more of these videos. Thank you so much, and please subscribe to my channel.